You have asked for it, here it is. The T10i, the first steel-injected molded IEMs. Join us as we take our first look at RHA's latest IEMs. Make sure to check out our full review over at LifeWithTech.net. My name's Thomas, I'll see you there. Welcome to Life with Tech, where we help you take back control of your tech. My name's Thomas, and let's dive right in. Alright guys, let's dive right in here. So we got a pair of IEMs from RHA. These are the T10i's. Alright, we take a look at the box. They give a couple of graphs on frequency. They have everything really laid out in the front view. The back of the box, they have everything clearly labeled. Also, they say made for iPod, iPhone, and iPad on the back. On one side, we have all the features. They list handmade dynamic drivers, noise isolated design, interchangeable tuning, metal injection molded, 3-button remote and microphone, dual density silicone, and multi-core reinforced oxygen-free copper cable, and the carrying case. Okay, with that said, we're gonna take our first look. Again, as we normally do, this is our first look. We are cracking the box. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the tape here. We picked these up for retail at an Apple store for about $1.99. Okay, so here we go. Pull it out of the case, and we'll put the box on the side. Again, they have everything really, really nicely laid out here. We got the earpieces itself right up top. We got the volume rocker there. We got these filters, which we'll talk about in a little bit. We got where the Y connection is. We got the stereo connector, and we got this little metal tray to keep all your silicone earbud pieces. So we'll work from the bottom out. So, first that comes out. Here's our little case. Right? That is fairly big. Has a little silicone thing in there, silica. Put that on the side. Okay, we got a instruction booklet. T10 and T10i. Comes in quite a few languages. We also have a little shirt clip for the cable to keep it secure. And that is all that's in the case. Okay, so back to the earbuds. So we'll work from the bottom again. So we've got this little card. It feels like a solid piece of aluminum, which is really nice. Comes with quite a few different ear tips. There's 2 sets of double flange. There's even some foam. These black ones seem like foam, and all the other ones are silicone. So again, I think this case is so big is you could carry everything. Let's see how this works. Yeah, so I think it's supposed to go something like that. All right, so next order we have, that's stuck in there a little harder. Yeah, so that one actually has some tape on the back. Didn't come off that easy. You do have to pull a little harder. So these are the filters. So the gold looking ones are for tremble. So supposedly if you replace these filters in these IEMs, they will adjust the tone quality a bit. So the gold ones are tremble. You have a white ones, which is the reference, which is what's installed by default. And then you have black, which is bass. So these, again, are on, looks like another aluminum little plate. And these unscrew as well. So I'm not sure if you can see that too well. But they unscrew on the bottom. Threads seem pretty easy. Okay, we'll put that in here. Okay, so now let's pull out these earbuds. So there's one side. Yeah, so that's cracked over there. Here's the other side. Here is the rocker arm, the rocker volume control. Here's the Y. And then we got the end. Okay, let's put that on the side. So let's look what we have here. So these are a little weight to them. The big thing about these new IEMs is the way they're made. So these are injection molded stainless steel earbuds. So they basically make these with some kind of like aluminum pellets, not aluminum, sorry, stainless steel pellets and plastic. And I believe what they do is they bake them. You know, at a certain temperature for a certain amount of time, and actually the plastic ends up like burning or melting out of them, and then they shrink. So they actually start out a lot bigger than this, and then come down to this size. With that said, they come with a set of earbuds on them, ear tips, silicone. So these are the neutral ones. Oh wow, yeah, that screws off nice and easy and very clean. Let's put them on. Let's see if it's easy. Yeah, that works very well. I believe from what I read that this coil right here is supposed to go around your ear, kind of like that. And I believe this is a patent pending thing, which I'm a little surprised. I've seen other things kind of like this in other places, but maybe not really used for this audio stuff. But yeah, so it's basically like a coil with a sheet of rubber over it, and that coil holds the position, and it does work pretty good. You can see I could bend it over there and hang it, and with, even though this is pretty heavy, it still keeps the form pretty good. That is actually a little impressive, that it just doesn't start moving out of position. Then you got this little junction here. This is like maybe like a rubberized plastic, and then it comes right down to the remote thing. You could actually feel the clicks. It does feel pretty solid. We got a little rubber slide here. And then we got the Y connector, which looks pretty robust. Feels really light, like just like a thin piece of aluminum or something. It does feel light. The end is straight. I would have probably liked to see a 90. But they do have some, like a spring on the end to protect it a bit. But I always like the 90s because of the phones, you know, when you stick them in, they just seem too long. You know, even with the bend further down, that's still pretty long. So with that said, the IEMs itself look really, really heavy duty. This spring thing, I don't know what they're calling it. Again, this is I'm doing this first look with you guys. Does seem to hold the position pretty good. Be interesting to see how this holds up. Durability wise, the rubber feels really nice and solid. At first looks, these connections here seem like they stand out a lot, like just big dopey plastic things there. I could already see some things that I would change. My everyday go-to earbud IEMs are the Monster Miles Davis. These are my earbuds I use every day. These retailed for about $300 when they first came out. These are like $200. I mean, I don't know how the sound compares yet. We're going to give it a full review. But if you look at the IEMs to this, how much of the speaker actually goes into your ear. Yeah, I'm interested to see how this fares. But at a $200 price point, this is pretty good. But I've got accustomed to flat cable. However, I mean, if this holds up for the audiophonics, you know, the tapping, if you can't hear that, any of that, that'd be awesome. I do get that a little bit with these Tribute IEMs. But these things have held out. They still hold up. They're still my everyday. I've had them since they came out. The buttons work flawlessly on these, and these are actually like mechanical. You can actually feel them. The whole idea is, you know, the trumpet look. But we're not reviewing those. Anyway, again, this is a first look of the RHA t10i IEMs. We will have a full review on our website at LifeWithTech.net. We're going to give these a good week before we start our review. We will have them burned in using pink noise for. I usually like to try to get 100 hours in on them before I review. But we'll see how far we could get and how the review period goes with this. We will try out a couple of the different filters. Let's see if it's just gimmicky or if it actually makes a real difference. I'm more prone to unfiltered sound. I want to hear it as it's intended. I don't like things that are heavy in bass or changes the EQ on things. So that's a little disclosure there. I'm going to be looking for the natural sound, the way the artist intended it to be heard, not tweaking it yourself to make it sound better. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to check out the full review over at LifeWithTech.net. See you next time.